And you have to keep in mind, just so I know, train jumping is actually not fun. It's a great adventure, and it's hardcore, and it's interesting. But the romantic part of train jumping
goes right out the window.
Very limited.
When you're sitting in the dust waiting for this stupid train to move.
The number one most romantic, aesthetically best part also happened on the first day. But the second best part was jumping on this boxcar. Mm-hmm. And I remember Matthew was hanging off the ladder. You were playing your harmonica.
I'm on. We're like, not inside. What are you doing?
Well, see, what he knew about jumping trains was from this movie.
Right.
In fact, he had this plan, if we went through a tunnel, to like use his belt buckle to buckle himself to the top of a train
the
car.
deeper we get into the story, we should have died so many times.
Well,
There's so many ways
Matthew
to die.
should have died for sure.
Right.
And just so people know, and this is actually a warning to people listening, train jumping is really freaking dangerous.
Yeah.
Train jumping is really dangerous for a number of reasons. There's getting on or getting off of trains, getting scraped off of trains, exposure, getting mugged by other hobos, getting beat up by random people.
Right.
So you have to realize that actually probably the best part of the adventure was that first 20 minutes we were on the boxcar. We were going north. We thought we were going to go to Seattle. We were going to jump out. We were going to have dinner with our friend Jeff and his lovely family in the suburbs of Seattle. Matthew was hanging off the train. You were playing music, and I felt like I was there, like I was in a Kerouac book.
Right.
And then the train stops in Longview, Washington.
About 30 minutes from the Vancouver yard. So those 30 minutes of absolute bliss were finished, and then what? We're stuck.
And that's as far as the train went.
Yep.
That basically, there may have been a train that went to Seattle from that yard, but we did not find it.
We didn't have a schedule. We didn't know which train was which, where they were going. We just hopped on, and it ended abruptly.
So we had a beautiful boxcar ride. After like a 2-hour wait, we jumped on a boxcar. We rode it for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. We wandered around the Longview yard, and then I think we asked Brakeman, because we went back to Vancouver pretty quickly, and I don't think we would have independently made that decision. I think we talked to some brakemen, and they said, "Yeah, this is a local dude. Go back. You want to go to Seattle or someplace." Well, in fact, I think they said, "Yeah, you can't get to Seattle from this yard. Go to Spokane if you're going to jump trains on the Northwest." So we went back to Vancouver. Mm-hmm. There are wild blackberries. If you're not familiar with the Pacific Northwest, there's wild blackberries everywhere. So we were like eating blackberries. Again, we were still very much in the romantic aspect of this adventure. And we decided to catch a train going east to Spokane. So do you remember anything else that we did at the yard that day?
I will say this about jumping on trains, that the movies get it wrong every time. Because when you're, Charles Grodin in Midnight Run and you're running on the train, that's not how it is at all. The train is elevated. So first of all, there's like a little small elevation that you run up. And so to jump up onto the train you have to be very, very tough and in shape. Second, there's gravel everywhere. So your feet are slipping. It's really, really hard. It looks easy in movies, but in reality, it was really, really tough just to jump into the boxcar. It's like having to jump almost 6 feet in the air and waddle your way in. So it was, again, very dangerous. Easily you could fall under, and that was one of the first reasons we could have died just right from the start.
Well, the best plan, and experienced hobos will say, you ask around, you find out which train is leaving when, and then you get on it before it started moving. Then you're on the train when it starts moving.
Hobo wisdom 101, yes.